for those that are here. So we will start and commence with the council meeting for the 24th of February 2025. Devonport City Council acknowledges and pays respects to the Palawakakina people as the traditional and original owners of Lutruwita and continuing custodians of this land on which we gather. We also acknowledge and pay respects to the Tasmanian Aboriginal elders past and present. All persons in attendance are advised that it is council policy to record council meetings. I'm not turned on. I'm naughty. In accordance with council's digital recording policy, the digital recording of this meeting will be made available to the public on council's website for a minimum period of 6 months. The meeting will also be live streamed on council's YouTube channel. We have our wonderful councillors here. Good evening to you all. We do have some apologies. We do have Councillor Martin, Councillor Murphy and Councillor Sheen. We do note that Councillor Wojcinski has let us know and she is aiming to be here as soon as possible. So we will commence with the meeting because we do have a quorum. Thank you, CEO. So any declarations of interest of the councillors that are here? No, thank you. We'll move on from there. Please just bear with me. So item 3 is procedural. 3.1 being the confirmation of minutes. I have a recommendation there if I could have a mover, please.
So moved.
Second.
Councillor Hollister and second was Councillor Viney. Thank you. Councillor Hollister.
Nothing further around.
Thank you. Councillor Viney.
It's procedural, thanks, mate.
Thank you. Any further comments from the councillors here? If not, I'll ask Councillor Hollister to close, please. Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Thank you. We move on to 3.2, which is the public question time. 3.2.1 is responses to questions raised at prior meetings. There are none. 3.2.2 is questions on notice from the public. There is a recommendation there. If I could have a move, please.
So moved.
Thank you, Councillor Moore. And a second.
Second.
Councillor Ennis, thank you. Councillor Moore.
Yes, I was happy with the responses to Mr. Vellicott. There was 3 questions and the responses were fine.
Thank you. Councillor Ennis.
Aye, further.
Thank you. Any further comments or questions? If not, I will ask Councillor Moore to close.
Consider it closed then.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. 3.2.3 is questions without notice from the public. I do note that we have some in the gallery tonight. If there is anyone that would like to come up to the podium to ask any questions, it's time to do so.
Thank you.
Mr. Vellicott, hello.
Thank you, Mayor. Bob Vellicott, 11 Cocker Place, Devonport. My subject, Mayor, is the Invasion Day rally street closure. Firstly, I too acknowledge and pay respects to the original inhabitants of this land, and I also acknowledge and thank the pioneers, all those who have created our great democratic nation, including all those who have served and continue to serve in many ways, both here and abroad, to protect us. Mayor, I refer to the Devonport Invasion Day rally, which denigrated Australia Day, held on the 26th of January of this year, 2025. And note the Devonport Council had a public notice informing that Best Street would be closed to hold the rally.
All good, Councillor Wojcinski. Thank you. Thank you.
According to the Chief Executive Officer, response to my questions on notice in this meeting's agenda, Council is legally required under provisions of the Local Government Highways Act 1982 to approve road closures that meet the requirements of the Act. Where an application meets the requirements, it does not have the liberty of refusing the application based on its views in respect of the purpose of that closure. Yeah. The public notice under the banner of the Devonport City Council, I suggest, gave the impression, or it could be construed, that Council supported the rally that inferred, amongst other things, that we remain a community of thieves and we, our children, should be ashamed of our history and who we are as a country. Therefore, I ask the Council, is it comfortable or concerned about being possibly aligned or implicated with the invasion of an Invasion Day rally? It appears strange indeed that Council cannot reject an application such as the Invasion Day rally, and that so should not the relevant acts be amended to allow councils to have the final say
No,
to
not at all.
represent known derogatory rallies?
No, not at all. I'm quite happy with the way it is. We didn't hold that rally. We
Right.
were only asked to do some amendments to closing the streets or allowing freedom of speech, and we are a democracy. I do take abhorrence to some of your words there, I will say personally. So thank you.
You do.
Council has no stand on this either way of what was
I
discussed at the rally.
was never implying that Council supported that rally.
Oh, I take abhorrence to some of your words, is what I said, Mr. Vellicott. I'm allowed to say that. Thank you.
Yeah, I in no way, in fact, I think it is.
That's your opinion, Mr.
Yeah.
Vellicott. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions?
Yeah, my further question there is that I refer to my email sent to you and other councillors on the 15th of February requesting as to whether or not you agreed with my presumptions in regard to claims made about the delays to the waterfront development project, which I sent because Mr. Malcolm Garden has not been satisfied with responses given over 3 years so far about this. As of this date, I've only received one acknowledgement of the correspondence, but it did not refute my presumptions. So, Mayor, am I correct, because of your non-responses, that you agree with my presumptions that the Voss Construction Company did submit notices of potential delays and also actual delay costs and also any other claims during the contract? So is the answer yes, they did?
Please be.
Yeah.
Yes,
I think you're all aware of my letter and all we were requiring is simple yeses or nos, and that has not been forthcoming.
Would you like to answer?
Surely we're entitled to a simple answer to those questions.
The CEO is ready to answer you if you like, Mr. Vellicott.
Pardon?
The CEO is ready to answer you if you like.
It's 3 years, Madam Mayor. We've answered those questions from Mr. Garden. There's been right to information requests and all the applications that Voss have made and the variations they've made. All that information has been available to Mr. Garden. There's nothing further there that council can provide. As CEO, I respond on behalf of the council. I would expect that all councils would reply individually on the matter. They wouldn't be aware of some of that background, so it goes back for some time.
So you're refusing to say yes or
Mr.
no to
Vellicott.
them.
We have answered your question.
That's the score, isn't it?
Thank you, Mr. Vellicott. We have answered your question.
So no wonder we question it more. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for transparency.
Thank you, Mr. Vellicott. Any further questions from the public gallery, please? If not, we will move on. Thank you very much. 3.3 is questions on notice from councillors. There are none. Item 3.4 is notices of motion. 3.4.1, therefore, is notice of motion, building a Dutch across Devonport, Councillor Ennis. I'm assuming you would like to move your motion. Thank you. And if I could have a seconder, please.
Second.
Councillor Viney,
Yeah.
thank you. Councillor Ennis, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mayor. Couple of things. Look, the motion is that a report be prepared on how council can build nature in across Devonport. The report is to consider potential policy and strategy changes and identify opportunities for council to consider as part of the 25-26 budget process. This is a start. Look, here's what I know. Improved efforts at building nature in our city has many benefits: social, economic, environmental. Who doesn't like nature, trees, shrubs, grassland? Nature in our cities also looks really appealing, and this attractive outlook makes it better for everyone. Economically, it increases property values. Trees improve retail streets. Environmentally, it increases carbon sequestration, reduces stormwater runoff, and increases biodiversity, provided we do it right. I know that the UTAS are keen to partner with the Devonport City Council in helping us establish a baseline of our current assets. We have some data, but unless it is measured, we don't know if we are improving or going backwards. So it's really important that we get this baseline data in these reports. What I want to find out is in this report is what we currently have, so that we can improve and understand our infrastructure. Trees, shrubs, grass are a very important part of our infrastructure. They're valuable assets. We need to know where they are and what we have. How we work collaboratively with the UTAS will be very important, and we want to make our city the best it can be. I want to find out what we're doing across all parts of council. There's a lot of different parts that go together to make this, but by getting it all the information together, we can develop a strategy to go forward with. I would like councillors to support this motion and open it up for comment or questions.
Thank you, Councillor Ennis. Councillor Viney.
Thank you, Mayor. And I'll be supporting this motion from Councillor Ennis. I think it's a really important issue that he's brought up about improving and building of nature. In the officer's comments, it mentions the tree policy, tree and plant list and open space strategy. I think this goes a little bit further than that, and it's certainly worth investigating. I like the idea of bringing in other stakeholders, including research with the University of Tasmania. And as the motion reads, at this stage, it's just to put together a report to see what the possibilities are and to have that as a consideration for the upcoming budget process. I did support Councillor Ennis in going to the National Tree Symposium, and I think we're building on that momentum that he's brought back and the enthusiasm he has for this topic. Thank you.
Thank you. Further comments from the councillors? Councillor Hollister.
Yes, I'm going to support the report. I think I'm pretty sure that we have certain policies and that in place already. But one I don't agree with was that on the Waverley track, there's a lot of trees that were probably 100 years old. Pines, things that were introduced but weren't native. And I believe that someone in their wisdom has decided that we don't want things that have been introduced. And yet we've got a lot of heritage trees. You only got to look up there by the primary school and you can see trees that have been introduced. So I think we need to look at these policies, and just because it's a native doesn't mean we can't have other trees. Thank you.
Thank you. Further comments from the councillors? Councillor Wilczynski.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I'll be supporting this of Councillor Ennis. I think it's a start where we can actually grow from. We have been proactive in our council with our green and trying to build the environment area, but we can do more. And I think if we get the baseline and get some plans in place, we will be able to facilitate a pretty good city with a good wellness that happens within green nature. So education and UTAS supporting it, it'll be great. So I'll be in support of that.
Thank you. Yeah, I certainly think it was a good notice of motion. It's, asking for a report for us to do some changes or identify how we can, move forward with the times, I guess, is how you can simply put it. I appreciate that you went to this symposium and you've learned a lot and you want to share the love and bring that back to us, and I appreciate that too. And at the end of the day, if we can do things better, we certainly have some wonderful groups out there like Make Care. And there are other things like NRM that we deal with through the Cradle Coast Authority. And then there's our amazing Arboretum that we have and we love, and we want to protect that and have that there for the future. So the more we can learn and the more we can do better, we do appreciate that. So thank you. I will ask Councillor Ennis, therefore, to close the debate.
Thank you. Look, with councillor support tonight, we will lead as we aim to do in many different ways. Our officers produce exemplary documents and gives us clear targets and actions that we can sort of move on. You have a look at some of these wonderful documents. City of Connection in Devonport, one of my favourites. This one here called Building Sporting Legacy, Strategic Plan 2009 to 30, Term Plan, the Interim Mid-Term Plan Report, the Annual Report. These are wonderful documents, and as we know already, we've had things like the Living Well and Health and Wellbeing Strategy. These, and particularly the Sports Infrastructure Master Plan, has led us to have a lot of investment in our city. If you've got something and people can see and clearly understand it, then we can move forward, and that's the aim of some sort of document in the future with a strategy of how we're going to move forward with this. I think that tonight, if this motion supported, the info gathered here will form the basis of that strategy, and I'm preemptively calling it Build Nature in Devonport. Please, thank you everyone for your words, and look forward to people supporting the motion. Thank you.
Thank you. Therefore, all those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Thank you very much. Item 4 is Planning Authority matters, of which we have none. So moving on to item 5, which is reports. 5.1 is the Microsoft licence contract renewal. All the information is there for us. If I could have a mover, please.
So moved.
Councillor Moore, I think you were first. Councillor Hollister second, if that's all right. Councillor Moore.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm happy to support this recommendation. Well, as the advocate says, it is an online subscription. It is actually essential for business as normal, unless we want to go back to paper and pen. It covers, which we don't. It covers not only your normal suite that's covered in Microsoft's 365, but it also covers a whole lot of other things that many businesses go out and get third-party subscriptions for. I'm also happy that our council actually does put this up for tender, because as you can see by the report, we actually got a better price, and we're constantly looking at our expenditure and being transparent and diligent in what we spend. So I'm happy to support this motion.
Lovely. Councillor Hollister.
Yes, I'm going to support the motion too. As long as I can remember, there's always been a bit of controversy, in a minute, about the cost of IT. And I think it's been shown to be well worthwhile over the years. And I think it's obvious that we lead in a lot of those areas now that a lot of other councils don't have. I fully support it.
Thank you. Further comment from the councillors? Councillor Ennis, you have the light on.
Thank you. Yes, these are the basic tools that we need. Costs, yes, there's a cost for everything, but this cost of doing business is very important, and we're being very diligent about what we pay. So I'll be supporting.
Thank you. Further comments? Councillor Wilczynski.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, as technology keeps on evolving and powering forward, this is a space we need to keep on top of, because it is the future. And it's great that the council is out there trying to get the best price for what they currently have, but more, the add-ons, and still be cheaper. So it's a no-brainer. We've got to do it. Yeah.
Thank you. Further comments? I know that On my right is Jeffrey Griffith, our Deputy CEO, as he's called now. And I would love one day for us to sit down and work out how much we've saved on the paper that we don't print anymore. It would be very interesting because that's been a cost-saving exercise that has been phenomenal over quite a few years now. So let alone the fact that we do this. So it's certainly the way forward, and we do that very sensibly. So certainly I would then ask Councillor Moore to close the debate.
Consider it closed, Mayor.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. 5.2 is the response to proposed changes to the Local Government Act. The discussion paper and the recommendation is there. If I could have a move, please.
So
No moved.
Councillor Viney, I think. Sorry, Councillor Wallace, I'll put your second again. The race is on. Councillor Viney.
thank you, Mayor, and thanks to the CEO for putting together such a professional response to that reform program. In it, there are the 5 strategic priorities that the local government, I guess, reform. What are they? Party? No, what's the word I'm looking for? I've lost it.
Review body.
Were they the panel?
The review body.
Review board, yeah. So the 5 strategic priorities are important about lifting standards of professionalism so that you know the words to say in meetings without having to think too much. Transparency, accountability, ensuring fair representation, council financial sustainability, and supporting council and community-led structural reform. I think we can all agree that all of those things are important. Looking through the detail of that, there were some things highlighted by the CEO that were worth speaking, I guess, up against or talking about. And one of those was rates notices that we picked up and discussed, that perhaps some of that greater transparency can lead to further confusion. I know that rates process, sometimes I feel like I'm still getting my head around it. So I feel like that can add confusion and worry probably unnecessarily, especially when something like the valuation of properties that directly affects that is not something that council controls. And as the CEO pointed out, that might lead to an inundation of valuation referrals to the Valuer General's office. So it would be interesting to see what that department thought of that recommendation. But again, I thank the CEO for his response, and I think it's a very good one. Thank you.
Councillor Hollister.
So I'm going to support it again. We've had a few changes under the Local Government Act in the last few years, and some of them haven't been very good. So hopefully we've got it right this time.
Thank you. Further comments? Councillor Ennis?
Thank you. I think some of these we've been held to a very high account. I think it's really good. I haven't noticed one yet for the state government yet coming out, and I'm looking forward to that and seeing what level of accountability they will be held to. Anyway, I'll leave it at that, but I'll support this.
Thank you. Further comments from the councillors? No, I appreciate the CEO's hard work and bringing to workshops so we can all have a say in this and be part of this. And we've been along for the ride for quite a while now, and it's coming to the sticky end where they need to make some decisions with an election coming up in the next 18 months for state, for local government. And I guess it'll be interesting to see when this is all put together, what's coming from the other councils, especially from the south, and how that looks. That's probably going to be the next interesting phase going forward. But I thank the councillors for their comments, and I ask Councillor Bundy to close.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I think it's a good response, as I mentioned, from the CEO, and at the very least, there should be something positive to come out of all of these reviews and reforms. Hopefully we see some change. Thank you.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Thank you very much. 5.3 is disposal of public land 3 to 9 Mersey Main Road and part of 3149 Mersey Main Road, Sprayton. All the information has been passed on to the councillors. The recommendation is there. There is 1 and 2 there. If I could have a mover, please.
So moved.
Councillor Viney, thank you. And second was Councillor Ennis, thank you. Councillor Viney.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a part of, I guess, the acquisition of that land for the support school that will eventually go into that location. And that was a process with the Department of Children and Young People for the selection of that site. And there's been a bit of work and community consultation to make sure that it's appropriate. Those two parcels are currently either, correct me if I'm wrong, like the car park and the netball courts and the club rooms. So obviously nothing's going to happen on that site until the netball club move, which we hope will happen, and they will relocate to the Devonport Oval precinct. So there's a fair bit of water to go under the bridge before we actually see a build there from DSIP with their support school. Important to note that there was no representation, so taking that at face value, everyone seems to be pretty happy with the outcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Ennis.
Thank you. Yes, a fair bit to go, play out on this, but we need to sort of push forward with the sale. Speaking to members of the support school up there, they're excited. I said, just calm down a little bit, there's a while to go. But they are looking forward to getting a facility which is going to be fit for purpose, which they've battled away for a long time up there. Staff, students, families, the whole community has battled away in not very good conditions, and they've made the best of it. This will give them a fantastic facility sometime in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Further comments? I certainly appreciate the fact that this all began when it was mooted that the Northwest Support Schools should combine and go to Penguin. And the beauty is we still have a home for them here. This school is very important to our community, very important, of course, to the parents. And I think it's very respectful the way it's actually been dealt with, giving them some options of where it could go, letting them be part of the discussion and certainly be have all input. And then for us to find, I think, an ideal location and how that's going to work and evolve, I think will be a game changer for Sprayton Primary School as well as our Northwest Support School. And yes, like Councillor Ennis is saying, to have it fit for purpose and to be really involved in the development of how this school's going to look and work for their wonderful children is going to be very important going forward. So I look forward to it getting there, and I'm sure they're excited. But yes, it's a long way off, but this is the first major step, and I appreciate getting there. Councillor Viney, to close, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Consider it closed.
All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Excellent result. 5.4 is the Maidstone Park Advisory Group. The membership, the recommendation is there. If I could have a mover, please.
I do.
Councillor Hollister. And second was, sorry, Councillor Ennis. Thank you. Councillor Hollister, please.
This is the advisory group that's taken over from the controlling authority that used to be there. It's like a lot of volunteers now. They're getting harder to get, so I had to go to an advisory group. And this is the result of it. The representatives being appointed. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Ennis.
Nothing further to add other than I think it'll be a slightly different process for these people than the controlling authority. I think it's a much better way to go, and I'm sure it will do well.
Thank you. Any further comments from the councillors? No, I appreciate going through to this point of getting an advisory group now, which is a good move. And I certainly appreciate those people that have put their hand up to be on it. And of course, we've got two of our councillors also going to be involved, and appreciate the work coming from Karen Hampton to organise all this, and looking forward to working with this committee, this advisory group, not committee. Get it right in a minute. Thank you. Councillor Hollister, to close, please.
Consider it closed.
All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. 5.5 is the tender report for the Coastal Pathway River Road. If I could have a mover of the information there, please.
Second.
Councillor Moore and Councillor Viney. Councillor Moore.
I guess I'm happy to support this recommendation for a 600-metre stretch in Ambleside along River Road, I believe. The coastal pathway is actually so important for our community and for the whole northwest coast. So to make sure that this is now safe, because that is probably the main problem with that part of pathway, is that we want it for safe for both bike riders and pedestrians. I do note that it is over budget, and I do note that we went back to one of the tenderers and with some modifications to come more in line with the budget. But I also note that there'll be other savings on other capital projects this year, so it will not overly affect our budget.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Barney?
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you to the Tender Planning and Evaluations Committee for doing the work to arrive with True Law Civil Inquiries awarded this contract. Similar to Councillor Moore, I'm a big advocate for the coastal pathway, and this is almost, if I'm not incorrect, this is like the last link to get up to scratch. There's no more other
section.
last section. Oh, in the Devonport.
Through there, Don Hicks is the other up section.
Yep. So with this existing footpath, though, it is very uneven. I'm a frequent user of it and was very excited when this was mentioned, I think last year, that it was slated for an upgrade. So it's great that it can go ahead. Is also worth mentioning that the speed limit will be reduced from 60 down to 50 in this area soon as well, which again will make it more user friendly for pedestrians and cyclists. Thank you.
Thank you. With the comments from the councillors. Councillor Hollister?
This is actually complete the link that takes to the bridge, or is there still a little bit to go?
Bridge. There's a little highway.
Link up with the bridge.
Mr. Bellchambers?
Through you there. This gets us all the way through the bridge. There are the connecting links on the northern side of the bridge that we've put an application in to fix. So both sides are quite narrow. So hopefully we're successful on further funding and we can complete that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Further comments, questions?
Yep.
Councillor Ennis?
Thank you. My question is,
Complex.
is it going to be is the footpath going to be wide then? So is that basically what's going to happen?
Mr.
You mean? So this project will currently it's got parking lanes both sides of the road, and which use the cycleways as well. It'll move the curve out into the western parking lanes and narrow the road to make room for a 2.5 metre wide shared path to get the cyclists off the road.
Perfect, because there's often cars parked in there when you're riding along, and that's not so good. Speaking to a friend on Friday night down watching the cycling
Criterion.
for the Criterion, they were saying from Launceston, staying at the Bluff Caravan Park, said how good it was. Aside from that, there's quite a few of his friends from Launceston who specifically come down the coast, stay down here and ride the park. That's already started now. And so, they were saying they really love coming down here. It's a great ride. It's a safe ride. And, if we can just tidy up the little bits that we've got in our section, it's going to be fantastic. And just in the future, there will be a lot of development come from this. Side paths off the way for people to spend a bit more time in our area and other places. Businesses will, of course, be looked after and be supported by these people that will come to ride and run, walk and whatever else they do along the track. So, yes, I'll be supporting. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further comments from the councillors? I'll certainly say, you used to say to people, if you get on your bike, well, now we mean it. The vision is really coming to fruition. It's incredible. And we do see that increase of people, very fit people, that are turning up into our area, wanting to use these wonderful pathways that we're creating. So it's just getting bigger and better, and bring it on, if you ask me. So thank you very much. If I could ask Councillor Moore to close.
Nothing to add, Mayor.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Last one in the reports is 5.6, the estimates adjustment. The recommendation is there and all the information has been sent to us. If I could have a mover, please.
So moved.
Councillor Viney and Councillor Ennis. Thank you. Councillor Viney.
Thank you, Mayor. I think this is more of a procedural thing that needs to happen because as we get through the year and budgets change and you need to make those adjustments on the fly. So this is an example of that happening. I know that we were unsuccessful in obtaining some grant funds, and so that's obviously changed the order and amount that we can use in certain capital projects. I see from the report we've managed to reallocate some of the funding that we already had, so we should still be able to complete projects. And yeah, just an adjustment. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Ennis.
Nothing further.
Thank you. Further comments or questions? Councillor Viney to close.
Consider it closed. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Thank you. We're moving on to item 6, which is the information section. 6.1 is workshops and briefing sessions held since the last council meeting. If I could have a mover, please.
So moved.
Councillor Moore in a second. So Councillor Wilczynski, sorry. Councillor Moore.
This was a super exciting workshop. I actually really loved this workshop.
You've never liked any of the others.
No, I have, but this was great just because it was just the variety of people that are wanting to do things or already doing things in Devonport to make people's lives better, to make our economy better, to make the art scenes better. It was just a really enjoyable workshop. I'm so excited by the community fishing wharf and slipway update that we received, as well as the St Luke's and as well as the rent arts. I thought they were fantastic agendaed items.
Lovely. Thank you. Councillor Wilczynski.
Yes, I agree with Councillor Moore. It was invigorating that people want to come to Devonport to do business. And that's what we've got to keep on doing. It's good. It's good for the economy. It's good for the community. So, yeah, I agree.
Thank you. Any further comments? Councillor Ennis.
Thank you. Yes, I agree. It was a sensational workshop. One of the things that people, when the members of the community see some of the things that are happening and potentially happening in our space, it is really good, and they should be proud to live here where things are happening.
Thank you. Further comments? If not, Councillor Moore, please.
Bring it on, Lord. Bring it on, man.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Thank you. 6.2 is the Mayor's monthly report. If I could have a mover, please. Councillor Hollister and a second, sorry, I missed. Yeah. Councillor Wilczynski, sorry. Councillor Hollister.
Been busy as usual. Spent a lot on all the things. That's all there is for everybody to read.
Were you going to bring something up, or you're looking for something?
The Sunny Rise supermarket is any further developments on that as to how far away it is?
No, but there is a community forum on Wednesday evening that is being held.
Yeah, it's just going to mention that so that people can come along to that community forum and get an update from the developer on what's proposed. But our discussions with them are indicating they hope to start later this year, and currently talking to our planners about some final tweaks for their design.
Right. Are there any changes in what other businesses want to be out there besides what we knew of originally?
That's through there. That's information that they'll be looking to share at the community forum that's coming up. The latest on their tenancy leasing and where they're at.
Thank you. Councillor Wilczynski.
Yeah, nothing to add.
Thank you. Any further comments or questions? If not, I'll ask councillor Hollister to close.
Consider it closed.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. 6.3 is the CEO's report. If I could have a mover, please.
So moved.
Councillor Binding and a seconder.
That's it.
Councillor Wilczynski. Thank you. Councillor Binding.
Thank you, Mayor. What I thought was really interesting in the CEO's report, and if you can elaborate more, was scooped at the symphony on the orchestra that St Luke's were looking to put some sort of health and wellbeing hub in Devonport, and that was the first that it was being vocalised. Is that right? That was the scoop. So following up from that, we had
Lupo.
from St Luke's come and talk to us at the workshop. I see here that, and in the attachments, there was a letter of support that's been sent to the government requesting funding for that health hub. What's our rough timeline of something that may or may not happen in that space, please, CEO?
Thank you.
Yeah, through you, Mayor. We understand that that are committed to the proposal and it's looking at a number of funding opportunities. The indications are that over the next 6 to 8 weeks, we'll have some certainty there around. We need to work out what the potential lease arrangement might look like and work through that. And Matt and his guys met with with Paul last week and progressing through that. So in the next couple of months, 6 to 8 weeks.
Yep. Right. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further comments or questions from
Yes.
Yes. Oh, Councillor Wilczynski, who was that? You second the motion. I do apologise. Please.
That's all right. I'm just wanting to ask the CEO about Meercroft's plans of development, and they work well with our plans or the council's plans for the stadium area as well.
Yeah, through you, Mayor, we've actually asked the CEO and the chair of Meercroft to come along to the next workshop and present to council. So they'll be outlining what they're thinking in regard to a car park.
Right. Thank you.
Additional car park.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Ennis.
Thank you. I've got 2 questions. The Premier's Spirit of Tasmania Roundtable, how did that go? What are we talking about?
Through you, Mayor, so the round table is an opportunity for, there's representatives from the different industry groups, the tourism bodies, the caravan associations, some from representing the different freight bodies that use the Spirit, and the Mayor himself, the opportunity to join that meeting. It's really I think we've had 3 of them now. They've been something the Premier's introduced since the
Hold up.
Became public, and yeah, it's just an opportunity to provide update to key stakeholders, and we've certainly appreciated the forum to raise matters. We've still got some concerns in regard to traffic in East Devonport. We are meeting tomorrow with someone from his office about a follow-up that came out of that meeting. So they've been good briefing sessions.
Yeah, thank you. That leads on to my second question about the traffic over there and up at the Stony Rise area. Are they coming to any? Sorry. Are they coming to any definitive ideas of how they will handle it?
Yeah, through they're still ongoing, those works. So East Devonport, yeah, we're still working with TT Line, Tasport's State Growth to try to get a finalised traffic impact assessment. So that's a work in progress. And as for Stony Rise, the legislation that the government put through, the Stony Rise Rules Bill, or whatever it was, had a clause in there that within 6 months of that bill going through, the Department of State Growth would do a review of traffic in that area. We've written to the relevant minister and asked that we can have input into that. And so we haven't had the opportunity to do that, but we understand that the department's about to start that review and we'll have our chance to feed into it.
Yeah, hopefully it'll have something that come down a bit further to the overpass there as well.
Yeah, well, that was, we noted that in the letter that we would, we asked that the Berrigan Road, sorry, not the Middle Road, Bass Highway interchange would be included as part of the review.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you. Further comments or questions? Councillor Hollister.
Andrew Hargrave, Deputy Secretary of the Department of Health. Do you have anything to say about, past aged care and up in Stony Rise alongside the Tears Estate? And we've also looked at aged care going into the old tower factory site. Has there been any developments in any of these? We've been through council quite some time ago, but nobody seems to be doing anything with aged care, which sounds like maybe Midcroft might be.
Yeah, so that meeting with Andrew wasn't in regard to any of those matters. And yeah, I don't think we've had any further updates on those aged care developments. I think potentially there's a residential subdivision for the one up at Stony Rise. I'll expand on that.
Through you, Mayor, certainly the regulatory staff, so planning and building, have had some discussions with the developer for the one on Stony Rise Road, but still obviously subject to the developer deciding to commence.
Good.
Thank you. Any further comments or questions? If not, I will ask Councillor Viney to close the debate.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, so in that letter to Paul Lupo from St Luke's, their aspiration at St Luke's is to make Tasmania the healthiest island on the planet. So that's certainly something I think Devonport Council can get on board with. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'll ask all those in favour.
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Moving on to 6.4, the monthly operational report. Councillor Viney's favourite report. If I can have a mover, please.
So moved.
Councillor Moore. And a seconder.
Second.
Councillor Viney. Councillor Moore.
I'll share this one with Councillor Viney. Couple of things. I really like this report. The Australia Day ceremony we had was just wonderful. 35 new citizens, and the awards that were given out, especially I have a bit of a heart for the young people. So for Dylan Goss and for Nikki Howard, it was just amazing to see how much a young person can already contribute to their community, and those people should be celebrated. So it was a great ceremony. Well done to all those that put that on. I noticed that number 3 on Facebook reach was St Luke's Symphony on the Waterfront. I was hoping it would be number 1 because it was an amazing night. But it's good that our Facebook algorithms are actually getting those things out to the people. I hope nobody could actually say that they didn't know it was on. So well done. I also wanted to, this is only a tiny thing, but there's now a website. If you're a community group and want to light up the pineapple of a different colour, there's now a website that you can actually go and put an application or a submission in to do that. And in absence of Councillor Murphy, he'll be very happy to know that the parking income is up.
Thank you. Councillor Viney.
Thank you, Mayor. There's a bit of overlap in my notes as well. I think Councillor Moore might have been peaking. So Symphony on the Waterfront, what an excellent event. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Thanks to St Luke's for sponsoring and for all of the council staff that put in the work on the night and into the night. I know there was a few there quite late, so thank you very much for that. I also had Australia Day Awards, and I'm glad that Councillor Moore left a little bit of meat on the bone. So I'd like to publicly congratulate Felicity Sly for winning our Citizen of the Year. Publicly congratulate the community event of the year, which is the Devonport Junior Soccer Association's Devonport Cup, and we'll look forward to that again in September. June, yep, always in June. And also to Peter Davin from the Devonport Football Club for winning the Spirit of the City Award. So congratulations to all of those people and groups. Failed to mention that the entrance markets are making a move, and there was some pictures that were put up on Facebook this afternoon, I think. So I might even go for a bit of a detour on the way home and check those out. And I'm sure, good or bad, that they're definitely going to get people's chins wagging, and they'll get, some social media likes and dislikes and comments. I'm sure that'll blow up when it hits our socials. But really pleased that we're progressing with that project. And going through the report, a couple of the pictures that stood out to me, really flashy, that the East Devonport Rec Centre as well as the Devonport Youth Centre have had a reset. So both, I guess, ageing facilities, but have got a new little bit of sparkle. So that was good to see as well. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you. Further comments from the councillors? Councillor Bilchinski, please.
Thank you. I must say I've been watching the market getting put together, and today I had a lot of traffic backwards and forwards there. And yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So I look forward to seeing it illuminated and completed now. And I can't wait then for the Don and the rest to be put together. Spectacular. Very good.
Thank you. Councillor S.
Yes, I was going to say, if you're excited about that, Marco, as we said, Bob, there's more to come. There's plenty more to come. And once they all get up around the place, it'll will certainly make our entrance to our city something grand, I reckon. So look forward to people's comments. The other thing that I would say is it's great that the DevYag group has already met, I think, yes, which is really good. And it is fantastic to have young people contribute their views and be part of the city as current leaders and potentially future leaders. So well done to those people.
Thank you. Further comments? Councillor Hollister.
The access ramp at the bluff, we seem to move the shingle out of it, and the next storm it's back in there. It seems to be a bit of a failure.
Mother Nature, that's what it's called.
Maybe it's in the wrong spot or something, I don't know, but it seems to be ongoing, and I don't know what that is to resolve it, apart from probably moving it to an area where there's not so much shingle, but there's a fair bit of shingle at the bluff, so
There is.
no, but it's a shame.
I don't think there's any easy solution to that, Councillor Hollister, and I understand. We want people to have access to that beach, and that was the reason for the ramp. And unfortunately, our wonderful staff have to go and deal with that shingle all the time, and they do at a regular basis, and they're doing a wonderful job. It's not an easy task to clear all that. So we certainly do want to keep that ramp open and accessible as much as we can. How dare anyone say to me that there's nothing to do in Devonport? It's my favourite subject. The hurricanes were here. Australia Day, we had the sandcastles. We had the TSO. We had the Rolex. Come on.
Yeah.
We had the Don River Railway anniversary. We had teddy bear and kites. Yes, the teddy bear didn't fly from the helicopter because the wonderful helicopter was down the west coast helping with the fires. And a big shout out to all those wonderful fireys and all our emergency services that were down there dealing with that horrific situation down there. They will have another one on the 30th of March. I will just let you know the teddy bears will fly again. The criterion was on. It just left, right and centre. I just go, what's next? I can't keep up. It's amazing. And we've got so much to look forward to as well. So we live in a great place, and there's always something to do in Devonport. I'll just say that is how I'm going to end it. If I could ask therefore, Councillor Moore.
Nothing to add there.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Therefore, Read to the closed session. If I could have a mover,
So
please.
moved.
Councillor Viney. A seconder, please.
Seconded.
Councillor Ennis, thank you. Councillor Viney,
Procedural, thanks, Mayor.
thank you. Councillor Ennis,
Nothing further.
any further comments? If not, Councillor Viney to close.
Consider it closed.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Thank you, everybody. 6:25 for the first open session. Nice to see those in the public gallery and thank you for attending. Thank you.